Bane is the main antagonist of the Absolute Batman story so far. In this Absolute universe, Bane is nothing short of a monster. He serves as Joker's lead enforcer, called into Gotham to finally deal with Batman. Their first encounter shows immediately that Bane is on another level. He allows Batman to attack, just to prove that Bruce can't hurt him. Then, with ease, he paralyzes Batman's limbs, completely humiliating him. At first, Batman assumes Bane's strength comes from Venom, but Bane quickly reveals the truth: he hasn't even touched it yet. When he finally does, the transformation is horrifying. The venom turns him into an abomination. And from that moment on, Bane dedicates himself to torturing Batman physically and mentally. He's breaking the bat in every sense. He's twisted Batman's allies into monsters, forced him through dozens of surgeries and experiments, and continues to dismantle him piece by piece. This version of Bane isn't just strong, he's pure horror. In the Absolute universe, Bane truly is a monster. The Joker, one of the richest men in the world, remains a complete mystery. His real name is unknown, his aliases are many, and his nickname comes from the fact that he's never been heard to laugh. Years ago, on the island of Santa Prisca, Joker approached Bane after his prison escape. He told him that his father's revolution had failed before and would fail again, that war would always return. Joker offered a deal. In exchange for loyalty, he would ensure Santa Prisca became safe, independent, and prosperous. As a test, he ordered Bane to kill his own father, and Bane complied. From then on, Bane became Joker's most powerful enforcer. He carried out assassinations, terrorism, and underwent brutal experiments that transformed him into something beyond human. Joker kept his promise, pouring wealth into Santa Prisca and turning it into an advanced nation under his control. In the Absolute universe, Joker isn't just chaos, he's power, wealth, and control. Roman Sionis, better known as Black Mask, was one of the Joker's most dangerous agents. As leader of the Concierge, he commanded the party animals' violent gangs unleashed to destabilize entire nations for Joker's plans. Raised on a pig farm in a war-torn country, Sionis grew up fascinated by death and cruelty. That obsession shaped him into one of the deadliest men alive, eventually running a paramilitary network that worked for the world's most corrupt billionaires. When Joker hired him, Black Mask took his operations global, building chaos to expand the Ark prisons. In Gotham, he flooded the city with violence, raised crime by 700%, and even manipulated politics through Mayor Hamilton Hill. But his true war began when Batman appeared. Sionis clashed with Gotham's mob bosses, corrupted the police, and turned the party animals into an army. He tried to bribe Batman with money and power, but the Dark Knight burned the cash, sending a message: there would be no deal. Enraged, Black Mask unleashed his animals on Gotham, pushing the city to the brink. Finally, he returned to his yacht, the Party Animals Control Center, only to be hunted down by Batman. The two clashed in a brutal fight. Sionis nearly overpowered him, but Batman turned the tables using the ears of his cowl to stab out Black Mask's eyes before hurling him overboard. As the yacht exploded, Batman destroyed the Party Animals network once and for all. With Black Mask defeated and his empire in ruins, Gotham was safe, at least for now. Victor Fries Jr. is the director of Gotham's cryogenics company, V-Corp, but beneath his cold exterior, he carries a prehistoric bacterium that mutates him into the monstrous Mr. Freeze. The son of Victor and Nora Fries, glaciologists obsessed with what the ice could reveal, Victor was cryogenically frozen as a child to cure a mysterious illness. The bacterium inside the ice saved him, but also twisted him, leaving him forever bound to its mutation. As an adult, Victor took control of V-Corp. Wealthy clients paid to be preserved in search of immortality, but in reality, Fries infected them with his bacterium, transforming them into frozen, zombie-like servants under his control. After Black Mask's fall, Bruce Wayne began investigating V-Corp. With help from Matches Mulroon, he infiltrated the company. But when Fries infected Matches, the bacterium killed him, pushing Bruce deeper into his mission. Disguised as Mr. Pennyworth, Bruce confronted Fries directly. Victor revealed his past, then mutated into Mr. Freeze and locked him in a cryo chamber. But Bruce escaped, suiting up as Batman. Armed with a flamethrower, he fought Freeze inside his icy lair. Still weakened by hypothermia, Batman struggled as Victor unleashed his frozen victims against him. Realizing he couldn't win, Batman crashed through a window, escaping into the night, while Freeze returned to the Joker's side. Mr. Freeze had proven himself more than a man, he was an absolute monster. Waylon Jones was one of the victims of the infamous Langstrom experiment inside Arkham. The cruel tests twisted his body into a monstrous crocodile-like hybrid, leaving behind nothing of the man he once was. 3 months into his imprisonment, Bruce Wayne managed to break free from his cell. During his desperate escape, Bane intercepted him and hurled Bruce through a glass barrier right into Waylon's enclosure. The creature exploded into a rage, mauling Bane and even devouring 2 scientists in the chaos. But when Bruce approached, Waylon hesitated. He seized Bruce by the throat, ready to tear him apart, yet instead, he let him climb onto his back. Together, they scaled the walls of the underground facility and escaped into Arkham's service tunnels. Waylon carried Bruce through the tunnels, into Gotham Harbor, and finally into the city's sewers. But once they were safe, the monster revealed the pain beneath his monstrous form, begging Bruce to kill him and end his suffering. Bruce drew a knife but couldn't go through with it. Waylon tried to take his own life, and the two fought over the blade until Bruce was forced to strike him to stop it. Heartbroken and furious, Waylon cursed Bruce, saying he should have left him behind in Arkham. Then he vanished back into the waters, leaving Bruce alone in the sewers and the monster alone with his pain. Not much is known about the absolute versions of Poison Ivy and Clayface. Their only appearance so far came during Batman's escape from Arkham. Clayface was shown as something horrific, multiple clay bodies fused together, writhing and crying out in pain. Their suffering echoed through the facility, a constant reminder of the experiments that created them. Poison Ivy appeared not as a single person, but as an entire biome, the Isley ecosystem. An unnatural forest alive within Arkham, its zombified plant creatures staggered forward, begging to be released. As one of these creatures lunged at Bruce, it seemed like he would be consumed. But before he could act, Bane appeared, tearing the creature apart before turning his rage back on Batman. Both Ivy and Clayface were shown only briefly, but their twisted forms revealed the true horrors of Arkham's experiments, turning Gotham's legends into living nightmares. In the Absolute Universe, Bruce Wayne's childhood friends Edward Nygma, Oswald Cobblepot, and Harvey Dent once stood by his side. But under Bane's twisted hand, each of them was brutally mutilated and transformed into monsters. Edward was the nerd of the group, a genius who studied alongside Bruce. He had a knack for puzzles and electronics, sometimes even helping Bruce with early Batman activities. But Bane shattered that brilliance. He challenged Eddie to a riddle contest, beat him in a single minute, then gouged out his eyes and crushed his skull. Left his brain damaged, Eddie no longer trusted reality itself, rebuilding his skull with parts of his android, AL. Now his genius is fractured, unhinged, and terrifying. Oswald was the hustler, a small-time crook who still cared for his friends. He used his underworld ties to help Bruce, even getting Waylon an exotic animal license or passing along whispers from Gotham streets. But Bane exploited his deepest insecurity, his short stature. He shattered every bone in Oswald's body so when they healed, he would be deformed, hunched, and crippled. Harvey, once a law clerk with Bruce, represented the group's sense of justice. He pursued law while Bruce went into construction, but still fed Bruce insider knowledge about Gotham's politics. When Bane brutalized Oswald, Harvey stepped in to defend him and paid the price. Bane crushed Harvey's skull with his bare hands, splitting it perfectly down the middle. Then he held him in gasoline flames, burning half his body. What remained was a man torn in two, scarred inside and out, the living embodiment of conflict. Bane didn't just break Batman's friends, he twisted them into villains. A genius shattered, a hustler deformed, and a lawyer scarred for life. Each one a reminder to Bruce that under Bane's rule, no bond, no friendship, no life is safe.